Like, can you imagine being a king main watching this? I mean, I'd be laughing because it's just so... We haven't seen the patch notes. I can only assume King got more nerfs than what they displayed. I mean, if he still has that down for 2-1, and that poking, and then they added this on top of it, it's like... Yeah. What's up, guys? MainManSWE here. Blessed by God himself, the light outside. I'm gonna watch the Tekken talk live now. So this was done just a few hours ago. I believe we're gonna see Harada, Murray, and the Tekken 8 director there. I'm a little bit nervous actually because it's only 7 days away now, season 2, and what I'm about to watch, I really hope it's good because, again, we all hope for the best with Tekken 8. You know, it's had some problems its first year, but season 2 with Tekken 7 really made that game shine, and I'm really hoping, you know, Tekken 8 is the same thing, but these guys have made a lot of good decisions. I've heard that they actually show off some of the new moves in this Tekken Talk Live, and some of the balance changes, and we're gonna show off Anna, so I'm sitting here like, please, do a good job, do a good job.
今までは気合い試した後に攻撃が出るとカウンターだったんですけども、カウンター効果が、削除されてます。
So for those who've been with the series for a while, you know when you key charge before, your first hit would be attributed as a counter hit.
I love that we're showing this with Hwoarang, of course, has the best utility with this. His KO is already crying, but I don't understand. So was key charge just a toxic taunt now? Does that have no utility, or?
We didn't want it to have no positives to it, so the damage scaling was increased to 150 on that first hit after a key charge.
150
on that first hit after a key charge. Positives to it, so the damage scaling was.
Oh, it does way more.
Increased to 150.
Imagine Paul's heat death fist. Oh god. Will that one also get 150%? Oh man, I'm gonna key charge like man. I'm gonna be the most toxic Paul online now. I'm gonna key charge after every fucking knockdown. I'm gonna heat death fist. So if that does 150%, I mean, Jesus. But that's a fun change. I like that. And of course, like, it was pretty obnoxious trying to handle Hwoarang's. Top-level Hwoarangs would use this because he's so busted with that heat mix-up. Almost any counter hit Hwoarang gets, be it a high, mid, or a low, will lead to a 70% combo when he's in if he counter hits. And also the fact that down back 4 is a safe low, considering the flappy will interrupt punishes. It was way too much. Straight up busted. Positive change, and I like it for Paul. You know, 150% clean hit heat death fist into combo. Yes, please.
And next up is adjustments to have your character face the proper direction. A lot of times during combos or aerial juggles, you would see the character kind of get off axis, and this is addressed to help that.
Wait, so if I launch you from the side, for example, with a Brian jet upper or forward 4-1, during the launch itself, my character will realign, so it's less off axis. This is a 50-50 for me. In a way, I like it because, you know, sometimes you get so scuffed due to the angle. Like, it's high skill expression for me, strategy-wise, to do a nice sidestep into a launch. So it's nice to get a huge punish then, a better combo. But at the same time, there's a lot of skill expression as well in how players, during a combo, will even realign between hits to get a more rewarding angle on the opponent and a better combo. So that is some skill expression removed, in my opinion. But at the same time, it's a 50-50. Like, if you get a nice sidestep, you should be rewarded with a big combo. So 50-50 on this one.
So you'll notice on screen prompts for like clean hits or punish or these kind of things. Nakatsu's brought footage of an actual match, so you can get a good idea what it'll look like.
Round one.
これバーサスモードの映像になります。こんな感じでカウンターだとカウンター表示が出るようになってますね。
Oh.
はい。
Oh, what? Oh, okay. And a damage and combo counter. So basically like a 2D fighter.
出さないポリシーなのと思
Was Tekken the only game that wasn't
多分
doing
その通り
this?
です。僕が
I personally love to fucking see if something is a punish or not. This is so fucking nice for like learn as you go. Typically when you do something in ranked, for example, you run into, oh, it's a Zafina, it's a Kuma, no one knows the fucking matchup, right? Or Eddie. And then you try things like, is this a punish, is this a punish? Now, immediate display on the screen. Yes, that was a punish. Yes, they couldn't block. So I don't have to go to practice mode or replay mode to see, oh, was that actually a punish? That is super nice. Super nice in terms of making the game more intuitive. And even for old, jaded fucks like me who've been playing for 30 years, there's still a lot of stuff I don't know, believe it or not, you know. So it's super nice to get an immediate feedback. Yes, if you stepped Lydia there and punched her in the fucking vagina, it was a punish. Some people are gonna feel like, oh, this is too cluttered. But also seeing that combo counter will also make it that much more obvious if a character has too high combo damage or low combo damage. I mean, we already know Brian and Kuma hit really hard. But now it's going to be more obvious than ever when you see them clear like 130 damage. And when you see everyone else at 100, 110, and you're going to be like, yeah. It makes everything just that much more clear. And it also shows, oh, you got a counter hit. And I don't know, that's probably going to help counter it confirms quite a bit, because now you're not only looking at your opponent's counter hit animation and sound, but you're going to get a visual cue, like counter hit. It's going to show up on your screen, so that's going to help with counter hit confirms. So this is quite the big deal.
So what I was just mentioning, you know, it was a policy.
Is this a buff to Asuka?
So what I was just mentioning, you know, it was
This looks new to me.
policy, as some people mentioned, that we didn't do that previously.
Adiseo, thanks for a
change,
1,000 bits.
in the direction. That people mentioned that we didn't do that previously, but this is a change in the direction. That said, you can see that we didn't do that previously, but this is
¿Qué pasa?
a change in
Loco poco?
the direction.
But what?
As some people mentioned,
That
we
doesn't
didn't
feel
do that
very
previously,
season
but
1.
This is a change. In
Wait, so is this her down too? This is a string. Oh shit. That's a heat string. 50, well, I assume a 50 damage wall splat.
But this is a change in the direction.
Okay, safe to say Reina
That
got
said,
a buff.
You can still choose to turn this off if you want to.
Oh, there it is
in the
again. But I like Reina. She
that
can get a
said,
buff.
You can still choose to turn this off if you want to.
Oh god,
in
and
the
it's
direction.
safe.
That said, you can still choose to turn this off if you want to. In addition to what Nakatsu
But that's
talking
just
about.
like dad, right? Her dad's up forward for 1. But this looks faster.
Is the vert
But it's probably, you know, she comes down with the elbow like this. Her down too. So it's probably going to be super linear. And this is a character that has tracking problems. It's one of her biggest weaknesses. We also saw Reina's low heat smash doesn't consume full heat. It consumes a third. But wait, so it's not a heat smash anymore. So it's just a heat move. Oh, I missed that. I was just looking at the display. The UI changes. Wait, what was this? Oh, so we giga buffed Asuka's Oki. Giga buffed it. 4-2 ungrounded has a follow-up in heat.
でもまあ好評ですね。
Is that a new charger?
So we'll end that here.
でもまあ好評 ですね。
あ、よかった。
Huge buff to Asuka's combo damage. Already, oh my god, how high is her damage going to be? I swear to god, yeah, people don't think about her as a high damage character, but she is one of the heavy hitters. It's still Asuka, she's not a strong character. So, and with that new heat forward 2 extra hit when you're grounded, I just assume her damage is gonna be stratospheric, especially with that. What is it? Up for 2, she jumps and slams you into the ground, and then she'll do the forward 2. I mean, she's gonna hit super fucking hard with this stuff. Oh, double chin buffs, I'm assuming.
So down forward left punch, right punch is a natural combo.
Oh, they made that natural. Okay, that's pretty scary. It's turned into one of these mid-high strings, right? Where you have to duck the second hit. Is it the fastest of these now? Because it starts from a 13. Down forward 1, 2, so you gotta react real quickly. But you're so accustomed to seeing the down forward 1 animation. But yeah, that's gonna be heavy damage now. Knockdown, sets up Oki, wall splat, obviously. Oh, they gave him...
So that your opponent isn't gonna easily be able to duck.
Oh, he has a mid mix-up on it.
And with a mid option as well, so that your opponent isn't gonna easily be able to duck.
Oh shit, that also fucking knocks down.
Well, so that your opponent...
Wait, so from a down forward 1, he's gonna have a wall splatting mix-up. Minus 13. Okay, that one is minus 13. Morning Crow.
He's got a high option, but it is unblockable with both punches.
I mean, what was that unblockable? Like, not very fast, low damage, 5 frames? 5 frames.
So from his left...
Back 4-2-3, knockdown wall splat. Alright, that's new. That's new.
So from his left right, also he's buffed a little bit in the heat state.
Oh no, I hope it's nothing massive.
There's a new option from his...
Wait, how much heat did that consume? Oh, and he gets a combo from straight on.
There's a new option from...
That's a big buff. But if they don't do anything to his mid options from heat, because CD1 plus 2 is reactable, I think, at 27 frames. And upward 3 for laser is just not that good, in my opinion. Oh. Shabaraba? 60 damage. Wait.
During heat.
Hell sweep? Costs a little bit of heat. This combo, however, consumes no heat. I don't know how much these changes impact non-heat hell sweep, how much the combo damage is gonna up there. But so in heat, very little resources used to get a 60 damage hell sweep. That's a huge buff. But, has to be said, if his mids remain the same, I gotta say, you know, it's not earth-shattering. Muscle armor is nerfed. I mean, everyone saw that one coming.
This is a new attack.
Oh man, that string is fucking cool though. It looks sick. Oh shit.
You can also
Plus
hold,
9.
and then you can also go into Jaguar Sprint.
But so he takes full damage now when he absorbs attacks in muscle armor.
Then it,
That's very
is a
fair.
normal combo.
あとは立ち途中 RP で、ここからもジャガースプリントに
Oh,
While
while
staying,
saying 2
right
turn
punch,
to
right
sprint.
punch now,
That's
lets you
new, right?
transition to the Jaguar sprint.
後ろを入れとくと、行かないっていう
That's
選択肢
sick.
も取れます。
Imagine
He wants to
whacking
hold back
off
to
right
not
now.
sprint. And you'll notice he changes color slightly after running a few steps. During that, and you have access to his normal moves from sprint, but they're powered up versions after you see that
無
effect.
料のアップデートっすよね。
もちろん無料です。ヒート中は、
This is a free update.
Wait, so Heat always gives the powered up version. So this resembles Xiaoyu's Hypnotist mechanic. Where in Hypnotist, she needs to take 3 steps to get a powered up version. But when she goes into Heat, she only needs to take 1 step. No, it's 2 steps, 1 step. So this resembles that.
During heat only, the giant swing and shining
Like a
wizard
homing
will
effect.
be homing now. You can see the effect added.
こんな感じで、はい、ホーミングになって投げが通りやすくなります。こんな感じで、はい、ホーミングに
Be homing now. You can see the giant swing and shining
Like a
wizard
homing
will
effect.
be homing now.
Yeah, this is penis cancer. Oh man, so Heat King, homing Giant Swing, homing Shining Wizard, and it's a true mix-up. Can't tell by the animation which one it is. So 1 break versus 1+2 break. I mean, granted, you still have a counterplay of beating that 50-50 by ducking, but still, I don't like this change at all. Like, it's always been like this with throws, that you can option select them by ducking or by sidewalking. And that's where King has a problem, because his homing options are not that scary. So he shuts you down with forward 4. He doesn't do a launching option. This is why, at the highest level of play, throws are options selected by stepping rather than ducking. You intermediate players, you duck throws, so King hop kicks. But a really strong player doesn't do that. He tries to break the throw or he steps the throw. But so when King in Heat, yet again, you're put in a situation where you gotta duck or you gotta take the 50-50 because you don't know if it's a Shining Wizard or a Giant Swing. I mean, really, if the only nerf to King is, well, muscle armor, you take full damage now during the armor. But are you kidding me? Like, Heat, homing Giant Swing, homing Shining Wizard, Jaguar Sprint buffed. Like, certainly there must be more drawbacks, right? I mean, the John has probably... I wonder how many times did he ejaculate during this Tekken Talk Live? 5 times? Like, can you imagine being a King main watching this? I mean, I'd be laughing because it's just so...
Look at Jin's life gauge.
こういった感じで回復可能と投げを仕掛けた側が相手のガードを読み勝って投げを仕掛けているので
Did he take...
なるほど
he take chip damage breaking up?
ダメージが入る
So it does a slight damage to your opponent, even if they
Is there a way to die from like a buff overdose? It's just too much.
はいこれがシーズン
Again, if I was a King main, I'd be on the floor, dying. I wouldn't be able to breathe. I'd be laughing so much.
どうでしょう
Does Majin work for the balancing team now, or like his fucking uncle?
レイナが
What the fuck is this?
ジン。
ジンとか
What the fuck is
ジン吉
this?
光
This is fucking insane.
使ってる人は少ない。
The counterplay to King's Heat now is attacking King. You really have no other option. You gotta just fucking attack him. Can't respect him at all.
ま
I mean, we haven't seen the patch notes. I can only assume King got more nerfs than what they displayed. I mean, if he still has that down for 2-1, and that Pokken, like, and then they added this on top of it, it's like, yeah.
シーズン1よりしやすくなってます
So it's easier for opponents to counter on a whiffed flash.
Okay, thank you. So, been requested by me quite a few times. More frames added to the recovery of Flash. Thank God. Easier to punish Yoshi on whiff now.
So this new move, up for.
Oh, they wanna
punch,
see
punch,
more.
punch, now goes
See you guys use
はい
Flea
ジライバ
more.
ーにヒット
I really thought that the vision for Season 2 was going to be less of these like, oh, my opponent is in Heat, Granted, the community, in my opinion, has exaggerated the situation. The community says every character goes into heat and it's a 50-50 rushdown with no counterplay. That's untrue. Not every character puts you in that situation. But there are characters that certainly put you in that position where it's just terrible to try and defend against. Now I feel like with King, they've just created another one of these scenarios where, I mean, this was already bad online with Jaguar Sprint, but now, you know, with homing throws and the sprint mix-ups being harder, like harder hitting. I thought the vision with Season 2 was going to be like, I know aggression is the name of the game, but we're going to dial that back a little bit. So I'm confused with the King changes, I guess.
But for this move, it's one where buffering is not.
You can't buffer the unblockable sword sweep.
Buffering is
Right,
not
you can't buffer that.
so that you can't just easily mix your opponent up with a samurai cutter after that.
Right. So flash recovery, health, less health regen, new string into flee. Oh shit, like this one is gonna be make it or break it for me.
今までのルールと一緒だから
代表的な逆アンツあるけどこれマイナス9だったら
マイナス10
マイナス10になる
This was -9.
代
Damn!
表的な逆アンツあるけどこれマイナス9だったらマイナス10になる
This was
Super
-9. Is now -10.
Super nice.
で2RP
So I'm assuming the countered property stays, but it's -10. So that's a great change.
でトルネードじゃなくなってます
Still +4, still 22.
コンボいけなくなりました
Oh, this is counter!
So you can't.
Oi, 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 well done. But I gotta say, I expected that it was gonna knock down into a CD1 on counter it, but instead they just removed the counter it property. They completely removed the counter it property.
2RP この下段これのカウンターが
Oh my god, but oh god. So right now it literally follows step by step the main man nerf list on Jin. 214 -10 Scourge, remove a counter it launch property, make it knock down on counter it, but instead it does nothing on counter it.
この下段
Same as normal hit, but of course with the counter it additional damage.
カウンターが
Oh man, that is incredible.
あとですねこれですねこの
Oh my god, are they reading my... Are they reading my list? Why does Fang get an upward 2 that is -10 with no pushback and Jin's is -7? Fixed, -10. Amazing changes on Jin.
Sorry, 10.
All the brain dead shit. Nerfing all of the brain dead shit. But the list is long on this guy. You know, Heat Smash, Dive Kick, Zen, Fly Kick, electric tracks like crazy, Demon Paw is the best. But still, like, this is so good.
That said, he does have some cool new stuff from Zen.
Oh, while
That
running
said, he does
free
have
into
some cool new
Zen,
stuff,
plus 12. You know what
from
you're gonna
Zen.
see? You're gonna see people get do a heat engager on you. And then the mix-up after the heat engager, when we're plus 17, we're gonna do while running free.
And
Just to take that bit of chip, or have it hit on you in case you're ducking.
also,
And then you're gonna take this Zen mix-up.
状態で、まあ、この3しゃがんだ状態で、まあ、この3しゃがん
Oh, so they have given the counter it launching property to his full crouch
まあ、こ
sweep.
の
I mean, he has to commit to a crouch, and now he can do a full crouch low sweep that counter it launches. That is a million times better than having fucking Scourge be a counter it launcher.
状態で、まあ、この
Yeah, and exactly, this low is also launch punishable. It staggers. It staggers. This is fair. This is absolutely fair. It staggers on lock. Hey, look at that shit. So much better. He still has a counter it launching low. It's just that you gotta commit to a crouch. That takes a few frames. And then you can do your low, big low, and it is launch punishable. Oh no, no, please, no. Infinite heat smash or something. Oh man, they buffed his heat, I assume.
状態で、前々両パンチっていうものが追加されて
During
Was that a
heat, he has
psycho
forward,
crush
forward,
you?
both punches.
This, I mean, absolutely looks like something Deviljin would do. +5 crouch dash. Is it homing or?
And then go into.
No, it's not homing.
ここから構えに行けるようになってます。
It's not homing. I mean, unless it has a lot of tracking properties, that's very risky. But okay, it's a mid. Yeah, I thought it was a high. It is a mid. But again, I wonder what the tracking's like. But did he just do an Omen Hell Sweep? Oh, he does Omen Hell Sweep. He has Omen. And he still has the waist. The Omen waist. Oh, and it doesn't stagger.
ここから構えに行けるようになってます。
Gotta love that Mishima waist. Doesn't stagger. And was it even -14? That is crazy. So definitely a buff to his heat. Again, his heat so far in Tekken 8 has been, when is he gonna heat smash? Or will he do Demon Pull? Or forward 3-1 confirm into a combo? That's it. Mostly it's about the heat smash. So here's something else he can do with his heat. He dives in, jumps in with that jumping mid, +5 into a crouch dash Omen mix-up. But the question is, how much tracking does that jumping mid have? I'm hoping it doesn't track.
See, during Zanshin right punch,
you
could see
you buff that guy's
during
combos.
Zanshin right punch.
It's a tailspin.
Could see during Zanshin right punch goes into the strong tailspin now.
なので、
ヒート中のみで。
いや、これは普通にいけ
So in combos, he's going to be able to do back forward 2-3 Zen tailspin into a CD1 bound.
新しいおもちゃは用意されているっていう
そうですね。
ですかね。
こういう切りもみも追加されて
っていう
そうですね。
ですかね。こういうおもちゃは用意されている
Down for 2?
そうですね。
ですかね。
こういう切りもみも追加されてて、かなり。
ですかね。
I mean, it looks cool. I'm not sure Jin needed bigger combos, though.
So although he's been nerfed, you can tell there's some fun new stuff to try out.
His combo routes were pretty boring, though. So it's kind of cool to see some flashy combo stuff, new routes. But, you know, if it puts us in a situation where he on average does, you know, 5 to 10 more damage on each combo, now we have a real problem, though. Yeah. Okay, so I'm happy for Deviljin, and it sort of makes sense on his end, I would say. We skipped out on Zafina. We saw some of the stuff on Azucena. No comment. I don't know. I need to know more. Zafina we skipped out on. King is the one that is straight up deeply, deeply worrying. Again, it has to be said, though, that if he's not doing a sprint towards you, he's running in and he's going to do his throw mix-up, like Giant Swing, Shining Wizard. Technically, you're not in a forced 50-50 because you can crouch. And if he lands the throw mix-up on you, first off, he has to win the mix-up, but you didn't duck. So you don't duck. Now he applies a 50-50 throw mix-up. So technically, it's not a 50-50, but still, I'm like, it's still homing throws. And those are very strong throws. But we want to stress that King is the grappler. Throws have to be strong. But still, I think, considering how awful Jaguar Sprint is to deal with in the online environment, you have a problematic character. And I say this as someone who loves King. But as I haven't seen the patch notes, I don't know what has happened to down for 2-1. We know Muscle Armor was nerfed, which is good. But I don't know what has happened to like down for 2-1 or forward neutral 2. Like other tools that are very strong. With Jin here, I get a bit worried when I see him going to heat and jumping into a mid that's +5 into Omen mix-ups. I get a bit worried, but then I go, okay, what's the tracking? And the startup seemed a bit on the slower end of things. But what does the tracking look like? That is very important. And we see some combo buffs that also have me a little bit worried, but could end up being good. But mostly on Jin, I saw very, very good changes. Up for 2 is -10. 214 is -10. Scourge doesn't do anything on counter it anymore. Like these are very, very good changes. And instead, which is very fair, they say you can commit to a crouch, which takes some time, and then you can do a low that counter hit launches. But that low is launch punishable on block. It staggers on block. That is how we typically do balancing in Tekken 8. We don't allow moves to do everything and be very safe. So Jin mostly looked like a big step in the right direction to me.
はい、というわけで、これよく見てもらうと分かるんですけど、結構実は割と増えてきてる意見で、
There's a Pac-Man anniversary
キャラ
stage.
クターなの、いわゆる復活キャラですよね。復活キャラなのか、新キャラなのか、ゲストなのか。
I mean, I gotta say, I would have preferred seeing something else, but
結構折
okay.
衷案じゃないですけど、これ
Again, I did not look at Zafina. A lot of this stuff looked good, especially Jin and Yoshi were like, thank God. But King was very, very worrying. I feel like they also do a bad job presenting because I get that they have to do it in Japanese and they gotta do it in English and it's so sluggish. It's so slow to get to the point. I feel like they're also very bad at just showing us quickly like, this is vital, crucial information. They say that they're so sensitive to feedback or people getting negative, so that's why we drop the patch notes 1 hour before we actually give you the patch. So you guys don't get upset, but it's like, for example, the way they showed off King here, I'm just like, surely there must be more nerfs here. So if I was presenting, I'd be like, so here are all of the drawbacks, right? Here are the problems for King players. But here is the busted heat now. You get all of this shit. But the way they presented it now, it would lead you to believe that, okay, muscle armor got a nerf, but then buff, 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 and you're like, what? So I'm just assuming they are not showing all of the cards here, is what I'm assuming. I'm just gonna wait for patch notes before I say anything definitive. Because you can see King here. And I can see Jin here, which in my opinion looked like, oh, they've gone in a very good direction with the character. But I don't know, because in the patch notes it might say his Hell Sweep launches now, just like it did in Tekken 7. So I have no clue, right? So I'm gonna do the smart thing. I'm gonna wait for patch notes. From what I've seen here, it could go any way. There were positives, there were negatives.